Hello and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 206. So let's get started because I have actually technically if you count a pair of socks as two, I have 6 finished objects today. Yes, but there's a little story behind that. So let's get started. Now, my first finished object has absolutely nothing to do with knitting or crochet. For those of you who have been watching for a while, I have gotten into diamond art. Actually, I've been into that for a while. And I just finished the last in a seasons series. So I had a diamond art that was winter, spring, summer, and fall. I just finished winter, and that's the last of that series. So I will pop a picture in real quick so you can see what it looks like. Now I've done a bunch of diamond art, but funny enough, I haven't framed or put up any of it. So yeah, I need to get some picture frames so I can get it off of the shelf they are all sitting on right now. But yeah, so I have found diamond art is fun. If you're not sure what that is, they are little faceted plastic beads that are flat on one side, faceted on the other. And you get a picture with a bunch of little codes on it. And it's sort of like paint by number, except you're sticking, it's an adhesive, sort of like fly paper, and you stick the little beads onto it based on whatever number it tells you to put into that particular area. So I find it a lot of fun, and I tend to keep it on my kitchen table and when I talk to my mom on the phone, because she and I talk for quite a while when we chat, so I tend to sit there and do my diamond art while I'm talking to her. So anyway, the next one I'm working on, I have 2 more left, and they were actually a Christmas present from my mother last year, and that is 2 butterfly pictures that are blue. So they're going to go in the upstairs bathroom, which is down the hall that direction, because I'm filming upstairs in my craft cave, and which is also known as the spare bedroom, but I have a wall of yarn behind me. So the bathroom up here is blue. So that's where the butterflies are going to go. So that's finished object number 1. Then I have objects 2 and 3. So we'll talk about these first. This is a crocheted version of a hat. This is from Bag O Day, and I do not know what the pattern number is, but it is all, you do a basic beanie top here, and it's all done in half double crochet. And then once you reach the width of the beanie around here, then it's all just half double crochet to whatever length you want. So this is finished object number 2. And then I did a knitted one. This is the same yarn. This is Just My Stripe from Lion Brand. And here is the knitted version. And this is just my pinwheel beanie hat. Except I did the ribbing a little bit different. I did a 3x1 instead of a 1x1 or 2x2. It is 3 knit and 1 purl stitch. So the ribbing kind of blends in to the rest of the hat. And that's what it looks like on the top. So these are hats 8 and 9. I have 3 more to go. Kim and I did a Zoom together, just the 2 of us the other night, chatting about our knitting and our crochet, and we both are the only ones that are doing the hats in our little knitting group. So we decided that if we did 12 each, that we would call it done. So yeah, that's hat 8 and 9. Is that right? Yes, hat 8 and 9. So I have 3 more to go. And then I will be done, and by that time the weather should be cool enough that they will need hats. So yeah, I guess once I get those other 3 done, I'll get them over to, I'll knock on the door at Kim's house and toss it onto the porch. Yes, because we haven't seen each other in person since March. Well, no, I take it back. We met for ice cream one time and she sat on one end of the table and I sat on the other end of the table outside. It's a little too chilly to do that now, and eating ice cream out in the cold weather is definitely a no-no. A cup of hot chocolate, that might be a thought, but it's still cold out. So, yes, that was finished objects 2 and 3. Then we have object 4, or if you count it 4 and 5. Is that right? 1, 2, and 3, 4 and 5. Yes, 4 and 5. So, we'll just count it as 1 since it's a pair of socks. I just literally finished these before I came upstairs. So they do fit. I have little feet, which is a good thing because I put them in my mouth on a regular basis. Yeah, just kidding, but not kidding. Anyway, I've tried these on and I like them. They come up like just above my ankle bone, so they come up a little higher than what I normally wear. They're a little higher than like a booty type of slipper. So I'm really pleased with these. These are a pattern from Knitcrate. It was I believe it was last month. But these are nice and thick because they were knitted on a US one. I thought I was knitting with toothpicks is what it felt like. So they were a little slower going, but it does make a really nice dense fiber. And I'll hold this up close so you can see it. I do not remember what the yarn was because I bought this yarn a long time ago, and the ball band. Yes, the ball band is missing. So I have no clue what it is. I love the colors in this though, because it's kind of got a real light turquoisey color. And then it has kind of a light purpley gray, almost a mauve. And there's a tan. And then there's a pretty blue, like a denim blue in here. So again, I really like this. So, but this is the only socks I will get out of that yarn because I used all of it up. I have like this much left. Which I will save in case I need to like mend any holes or anything. So I'll save a little bit of it. Then I have my cowl, which is finished. This would be project 5 or project 6, depending on how you count the socks. If we count the socks as 1, this is finished project 1, 2, 3. This would be finished object 5. And this is my knitted cowl. And the slipped stitches do not show up as well as they do on the original, where you can see them more. And I am going to knit this one more time. I have an idea which pattern name I'm going with, but I want to think about it just a little bit more. I am going to knit this one more time, only because when I knitted this the second time, I did make a couple of changes. So I'm going to get this typed up because right now it is literally scribbled on some paper. So once I get it typed up and finalized, I will knit it a third time, and that third time, that way I can check the pattern, the written pattern itself before I give it out. And at that time, I will announce who the winner of the pattern is, and whoever the winner is will get a free copy of the pattern when it is released. So the final time I'm going to be making this was my second choice of colors, which is going to be this one. There you go. And it has some speckles on it. You can see some speckles right there on the end. And then this is the same gold from the first one. And the yarn is Appalachian Fibers, which is Appalachian Sock Company. That is Kim Garver. You see every so often she posts in the show and tell segment the socks that she's making on vintage sock machines. That is the dyer behind this. So she does dye all the yarn, and she dyed both of these. And this particular yarn, it's a fingering weight. It's a BFL nylon. So it is a 80-20. So it's 20% nylon, 80% BFL. It's a super wash, which means it can be washed. And it's 400 yards and 100 grams. Yes, and I do not see a name. I don't see a name for it. So I guess it doesn't have a name. But it's pretty. It's got burgundies and a denim blue and a cream, and then this pop of gold right here. which matches the gold here. So I think the little slanty things here, right here, are going to show up much better on this one. Then we come to my very last finished object, which is no longer a finished object. I now have a UFO. I went from having an FO, finished object, which was this. Now that was my bath mat, and I put it into the holiday along, and then I promptly ripped it out, and here is my bath mat. I ripped it out and I started over again because apparently going around in the oval, I was winging the pattern totally on my own, and apparently I got too many increases, and I have a ruffled bath mat, which looks really pretty, but it's a total tripping hazard on the floor. So we're not trying that again. I'm going for total rectangle. So here it is. Right now it's a double, 3 rows of double crochet, and the row I'm doing now, here's a single, it's 3 rows of double and then a row of single crochet, and then back to the double. I'm not going for fancy. I'm going for utilitarian. So yeah, bath mat all over again. So yes, this is my UFO, my unfinished object that once was finished and now it's not. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Like I said, it doesn't need to be pretty. It's going on the floor to keep me from getting my feet sliding all over the tile when I get out of the shower. So those are my finished objects. Now my works in progress, well, is again the bath mat. That's my one work in progress. Now, as far as what else I'm going to be working on, I need a new knitting project. I've got 3 more hats to work on, so that goes without saying. But I am going to be making a sweater. Now, this is going to be knitted because this is a bulky yarn, and I'm thinking if I crocheted this, I would look like the Michelin tire man. So we're not going for bulk on this one because it's already a very bulky yarn. And this is Bernat Softy Chunky, and it's a really pretty color of shade of jade. They're calling it emerald. It's not emerald, it's jade. And the funny thing is, this is a pretty color. It's the lighting in here is not doing it justice. It is a very pretty color, jade. Years ago, my mom and dad gave me a velour pantsuit that was this color. They also gave me a black one, and they gave me this jade color one. I loved that pantsuit. I wish velour would come back into style because it was like wearing a pair of pajamas to work. It was extremely comfortable. I could have slept in them. They didn't show wrinkles. I loved this jade pantsuit. However, every time it's a lot of jade, and every time I wore it, and how velour is fuzzy, sort of like a velvety stuff. Every time I wore it, I felt like I was a moldy elf. So I was a little confused whether I should say ho, 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 or how are things in the valley, little sprout. If you're not from the US and you have no clue what I just talked about, we have a brand of frozen vegetables called Green Giant, and the commercial used to be this giant, the Jolly Green Giant, and there was this little Brussels sprout, and the giant would go, ho, 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 how are things in the valley, little sprout? So, yeah, every time I wore the jade green that was fuzzy, I felt like a moldy elf or the Jolly Green Giant. But I did like that pantsuit, and I wish it would come back in style, but it didn't. It hasn't. But boy, would it make nice pajamas. So anyway, those are my projects, and I still have my ongoing my basket that I'm working on. And do I have anything else in the works? No, just my basket. So I'm working on my basket, my hats, this, and the cowl for the 3rd time after I write it, officially type it up. So that's what I've got going on. What have you guys been working on? Now, our little update on the holiday along. If you missed Sarah's episode this week, please go check it out. I will put a link down below in the description box to get to her channel. But she is showing during October, she will be showing all of the pictures from the holiday along. She showed the progress for the first week and a half because we had an immense number of entries for the first week and a half. And I talked back and forth with her and said, if we wait till the end of the month, it's going to be huge. So we had 80, I think it was 83 entries, not including what I had entered and what Sarah had entered. So, yeah, if you want to see what has been entered so far, you can either go over to the Facebook group, the Holiday Along 2020, or you can go over and watch them over on Sarah's channel, which is much more exciting because they're in order and there's music to listen to. She's got it split into 2 segments, and yeah, so anyway, if you want to go see what everybody's been making for the holiday along, you can go over to her channel. And as far as the progress, if you are new and have not been, you don't know what we're talking about with the holiday along. The holiday along this is in its second appearance. We did this last year and we're doing it again this year, and that is Sarah Oliver and I are teaming together, and we are doing a 3-month make along for knit or crochet. And you can send your entries to our Facebook group. You can, if you have not been invited, just contact one of us and say you would like to be invited, and we will send you an invite and you can be part of our group. And people are submitting entries between now and December 31st, and then both of our channels will draw for prizes at the end. And in the meantime, when you do enter your project, let us know whether it is crocheted or knitted, what the pattern is if you know, or if you made it up on your own or whatever, and how much yardage you used, because the yardage is being used to calculate mileage. And we are competing Team Crochet against Team Knit to see who can reach from Scotland, which is where Sarah lives, to where I live in Pennsylvania in the United States. And we are loosely following the trip of Phineas Fogg from Around the World in 80 Days. So that's the fun part of it, but just the entry part is fun. It's fun watching each other's projects, and it's a good way to kind of look at what other people are making and get ideas for patterns and projects for yourself. So we just find it a lot of fun, and hope you guys do too. So again, check it out over on Sarah's channel. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section this week, Lion Brand has been running sales like crazy all week long. And so I post those as they come available because they generally are 1-day sales. That I am an affiliate for all of the links that I will tell you about and the sales that I tell you about. So I do get a small commission out of those sales. So I appreciate if you do buy through the link, because YouTube doesn't pay much. So this helps to support the channel so I can do giveaways and things. But yeah, Lion Brand's been having a few sales here and there. Yeah, like I mentioned last week, I bought some. I didn't buy anything from Lion Brand this week. I did not cave this time. I saw one of the sales and went, oh, and I thought, no, I don't need more yarn. But it's pretty. So, you know, can you ever have too much yarn in your life? Probably, but I haven't reached that point yet. So let me tell you what the sales are that I do know about. Well, I did buy something this week, and that would be another set of crochet hooks. Now, some of you know that I bought a set of larger crochet hooks. Well, actually, it was like a set of, I forget how many. They were wooden crochet hooks, but they went all the way up to a 10 millimeter, because I needed the thicker, and I think this is a 6.5. All I had prior to that was this type, the ergonomic, and the one I had, the largest I had was a 6. And I wanted to have you know, like up to a 10. So I bought a wooden set. I'm just not that thrilled with them. I think it's not so much the feel of them, but I just noticed that the hook here is just so deep compared to the hook on this that I just have a hard time maneuvering it. Um, it just doesn't feel as good in my hand. I just feel awkward with it. And like I said, I just feel like the neck of the hook right in this section is just it's just too cumbersome for me. So I found a set of crochet hooks that go all the way up to a 10, and they are with the ergonomic, you know, the rubber squishy. I like the rubber squishy feel. How's that for technical? The rubber squishiness. I like the squishiness. So yeah, it's a set of 14. So I bought some. And what did I pay for it? $9.97. Now by the time I paid for shipping and tax, I think it was $15 or $16. But that's not bad when I'm getting 14 hooks. That's a little over $1 a hook. So I will put the link to this down below if you want to check out the set that I got, because it was like you know me, I look for the cheapest ones. These were like the cheapest ones I could find. And I forget what size they start at. It's like a size 2 and they go up to a 10. And it's got like the half sizes in between. Something like that. But it is 14 pieces. So anyway, that's the one I bought, and that's $9.97. Now, I also looked around, 'cause while I was looking at crochet hooks, I was just curious about their knitting needles. I found a set of interchangeable needles. There's a 26 piece set. There's 13 needles, you know, 13 sets of needles, and then there's 4 cords and a case and the connectors and a measuring tape, like the whole works, for $39.59, which is pretty good. That's about the cheapest I've seen for an interchangeable needle set, and they're steel because I don't like wooden needles. And then if you're not crazy about spending that much for the interchangeable needles, I found a set that is like the ones I use most of the time before I got my interchangeable needle set that was given to me. I have some that I got off of eBay. Did I bring any up? I did not bring any up to show you. I got some off of eBay years ago, and there's like a whole bunch in the set, and they're what they're called fixed circulars. In other words, they don't untwist. Um, anyway, I found a set. They have 5 fixed sets, so there's 5 different sizes, and that's $9.90. And those are also a stainless steel, and they have a nice cord. They're identical to the ones I've bought from eBay, and I really like them. They were and still are close to my favorite. You know, they rank right up there with my new interchangeable set. So yeah, that's what's as far as needles and crochet that I've run across. But I'm really excited to get my new crochet hook so I can trade out using this and trade to using the ergonomic ones. Like I said, I like the squishiness. So that's what I bought, but yeah, it's just not here yet. And then the Dollar Tree, I was watching the channel Do It on a Dime. And if you haven't watched that, she's a lot of fun to watch. She does like home decor and organizing and stuff like that, but it's most everything she does is based on what you get at the Dollar Tree. So I like watching her because I'm cheap. And I was putting out my fall decor this year, and what she had an episode, and she did different things with wire wreaths, and I know a lot of you all do a lot of wreaths and things for craft fairs and things. Check out Dollar Tree. You do have to watch how many items you need to buy, of like you have to buy by the case. They have wire wreath forms for $1. You have to buy 4, so you have to spend $4, but $1 a piece for the wreath form. So you can't go too far wrong with that. But so she happened to advertise it on her channel, and I went over and checked it out because I've got a wreath project coming up where I'm going to glue some Christmas balls onto like a metal wire wreath. They also have the straw ones, and they have the styrofoam also at Dollar Tree. So you do need to order it online because you don't always find it in the store, but just watch the fine print to see how many of them you need to order. So that would be the Dollar Tree. And if you're interested in checking out diamond art, I will put a link below because Leisure Arts sells them. And that's where I bought my very first one, was from Leisure Arts. And so, yeah, if you want to check that out and give diamond art a try, you could. Now, Wednesday's video this week is going to be my Knitcrate, and Knitcrate is doing something interesting next month. This month's Knitcrate yarn, well, I don't want to say what it is yet. That would spoil the surprise. But I just saw the preview for November's Knitcrate box. It's kind of neat. They're doing something totally different that they've never done before. So I will make sure to tell you all about it on Wednesday when you watch. So again, that will be on Wednesday. That's what the video will be, is my Knitcrate unboxing. And that's it for this week. So thank you all for watching. Again, check out Sarah's channel to see the progress on the holiday along and to see everybody's pictures. And I will be and she will be posting pictures throughout the month on different videos, or however, I'm not sure how she wants to do it, but she will be getting the videos and showing them on her channel this month, and then next month I will be showing the videos here on this channel, and then December we're going to split it. She'll do a week, I'll do a week, and you know, that way to get through till the end. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do click the little red subscribe button down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. Bye, everybody.